of jokes, culture, and innovation at the same time.
Whoa, they know.
I just wanna be
Like James Bond.
I just wanna I just wanna talk about culture.
I wanna know that.
We not bougie, but I feel like I just don't wanna. I'm tired of poop.
Welcome to the Comedy Trap House.
I get the joke now.
You were in high school in 1911.
So that means,
how old are you?
They are 124 years old.
They ready to go. You know when you wake up in the morning, you be like, "Thank you, God, for waking me up another day." They wake up. Come on, God. What is better, tater tots or fries?
Shit, Cam.
Y'all talking about titties?
No, tots.
Tots.
Some nipples look like tater tots. Some
nipples look like tater tots?
Yeah.
Tater tots held me down before fries. Because they ain't really have fries like that.
And look how you treat them. Tater tots, that girl that been holding you down during the grind while you trying to make it. And then you finally pop and you this huge star and you leave her for a white fry.
Here come fries. Just always go with your gut.
Especially if you got the hot gut, that means you got poop right now. So same thing
That's
with
guy
you know,
talking to you. Get out of there.
Intuition.
Go.
Follow that gut.
The What It Do-Rag Mafia is here.
Got it ragged up.
The What It Do-Rag Mafia is in the building. And it's another episode of the Comedy Trap House, you know, special edition.
It is. And we gotta give them a disclaimer. It is Saturday.
It is Saturday.
We're recording this early because Rome is going out of town.
Yes.
So instead of not giving y'all a podcast, we decided, you know,
that's what you gotta do
it early because he's the man behind all the controls and all the buttons and the one who gets it out to y'all.
I'm one day I'll teach somebody or hire somebody, and then I won't have to worry about it if I go out of town. You know.
Or you could just not go out of town.
No, Cam. No, stop it.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's stupid. So I just wanted to get a disclaimer because we will talk about the hurricane on this podcast, but I won't have updated information because it is Saturday. It's 10:13 here, which means it's 1:13 on the East Coast.
And also means it's Mike's birthday.
Yeah, Mike's birthday is October 13th.
And I always see that number. And in our apartment, that number when I was 19 was 1013. What is it? I think it symbolizes something, and I've been trying to figure it out, and I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's maybe the 10th chapter of something. Is it the 10th book in the Bible? And maybe I go to verse 13, see what it says.
Have you ever tried?
I'm about to do that today. Now that I said it, let's do it. Let's do it. What's the 10th book in the Bible? We're about to do some research here.
Book in the Bible.
We're doing a little experiment here, guys. Because I've seen it ever since.
The Bible is the second book of Samuel.
Okay, we're going to 2 Samuel, verse 13.
Second.
If it has a verse 13.
Samuel.
I've been seeing this number for a long time now.
13. Okay. Let's see. Hold on, y'all. I know suspense is killing you.
No, yes, I know. I know somebody's over there. They're just waiting. They don't know what's going on right now. It's like a movie.
I don't.
All right, let's
tell me.
Let's see.
Is that it?
I mean, if they brought it up, in the course of time, Anan, son of David, fell in love with Tamar, the beautiful sister of Absalom, son of David. That's chapter 13. Maybe we should go. Let's scroll down. Verse 13 says, "What about me? Where could I get rid of my disgrace? And what about you? You would be like one of the wicked fools in Israel. Please speak to the king. He will not keep me from being married to you." I don't know what that means. Something about some love. It looks like there's some love in there somewhere.
It looks like y'all, hopefully it's saying y'all in a business marriage and not an actual marriage. So we gonna go with that.
There's some love in there, you know. We married to the game.
Married to the game.
I gotta just search some different stuff and see what it, because I always see that number.
Let's look at the significance of 1013.
Yeah.
See, I know
the number 10, maybe number 13. I know 13 is supposed to be bad luck. That's what they say. But
I mean,
You know,
luck is subjective.
Luck
Some
is
people
very
believe in
subjective.
luck. Some people don't. Some people just believe in things.
do you
that-
believe in the whole like split the pole stuff? And
No,
like,
I'm not superstitious
You're not
at all.
superstitious,
Nah.
okay.
Like I think if you give it power, if you do believe in it, it could work against you. But I don't know. You gotta give it.
I used to tell my sister that all the time. Like we'd be going past the pole, and she'd be like, "You can't split the pole." I'm like, "I split what I want."
Like my mom, she got them all. She like no hats on the bed is bad luck. What else?
I threw all types of hats on my
Man, there's
bed.
been so many hats on my bed. She got them all.
Don't throw the hats on
But
the bed.
I tell you, they only work if you give it power. Like anything. If you give it power, then
I know.
May get the bad
I know
luck.
a lot of thing with women. I think is like they don't put their purse on the floor or something like that. I guess if it's a money thing or something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a purse, so you know, I've just been around purses.
But I tell you what, my wallet been on that bed many times. So
Hopefully to bring some good luck while I'm on the bed.
I don't know. I don't believe in that.
Believe in faith. There we go. That's how we do it. This is how we do it. So by the time you guys listen to this, I'm sure that the hurricane
Should be done by
It'll
then.
be done by then. So prayers go out. Then you'll be listening to this, and
Yeah, because I have my parents, my aunt, uncle, they all stayed, and my aunts came over to my dad's crib, my mom and dad crib, and they just boarded up. They in there cooking now.
I was about to say,
I know it's smelling so good.
we were making a joke like you could see Cam like driving down the highway the opposite way going towards the food.
When I talked to my aunt, I like, if you there, I should have flew in for this hurricane because I know that food's slapping.
He take a private jet. They flying through the wind.
Let's get there. So hopefully, we're praying for everybody. Everyone will be okay. I think they'll be okay. By the time we get to Florida, I think it's going to be a 4. And 4 is still, it's pretty strong. But
Just stay inside. But pretty much,
Yeah,
stay inside.
So I'm going to be checking on them all day. I got the Zello app for most people. They say get the Zello app.
What's on the Zello app?
It's basically like, you remember the Nextel chirp? It's like that. It's a walkie-talkie basically. And everyone that on the island's been saying download that. You can talk to people that way. I don't know even if it works without the Wi-Fi or whatever.
Did you have a Nextel?
No, Chaz did though. But the thing is, I know at least in Miami, Comcast said Xfinity, they're going to make free hotspots
Yeah.
while the hurricane. So you'll be able to use Wi-Fi. Hopefully it's close to your area. But my dad also told me that they said that they're going to turn off the power at a certain time, like
In Miami.
either tonight or early in the morning, because it's easier to get the power back working if you shut it off instead of it getting shut off. So
See, that's smart. So that makes sense.
I mean, we've been through this before.
Do you remember the Maceo song Nextel Chirp?
Yes.
I like that song. This song is about, I don't know how long ago it came, but I remember that song. And then Childish Gambino did like a little remake to it. But
And be honest with you, I don't ever need to hear it again in my life.
I'm probably gonna listen to it after this podcast just because.
Nah, we got bigger plans.
I mean, no, we got bigger plans. I'm just gonna listen to it real quick. We over here, we scheming, y'all. We plotting and scheming. By the time you listen to this, you'll probably know.
By the time you listen to this, go to our IG and you'll see what we did. Something with do-rags. You'll see it. It'll be posted on Saturday. What's today's date? The 9th, September 9th. Just go back to that day. You'll see what we did, what we talking about.
I tell all my bros, rag it up, brush it down, tie it up, rag it up, rag it up, rag it up, tie it up, tie it up, tie it up, rag it up, rag it up, rag it up, tie it up, tie it up, tie it up. I tell all my bros, rag it up, brush it down, tie it up, rag it up, rag it up, rag it up, tie it up, tie it up, tie it up, rag it up, rag it up, rag it up, tie it up, tie it up, tie it up.
Take my rag out the zipper. Then I had to flip it. Wear it in the sun. They say I'm that nigga. Then I had to twist it. Yeah, you already know it. I wear it in bad weather to shelter me from storms. Do-rag lines on my forehead and it cause a lot of pain. All types of different colors, man, so they don't stay the same. I'm a do-rag champ. I never take off. Gotta protect my head to knock them flakes off. I might tuck it up. I don't play, bro. I might tuck it up. Better stay away, bro.
I'll probably put it on the video version.
That's
of
a
this
cool thing
next
about
week.
listening to podcasts later, and you'd be like, "Oh, I see what they did." Like even later in like years when we're gone and long gone, people can go back and hear these things right here.
Let's talk about that.
Let's
now
talk
that you
about
brought
it.
So I found this this one website. It was in Washington. It's this high school in Washington, and they did an amazing job of keeping their records. So they have yearbooks that date back to 1911.
Incredible.
1911.
Think about that.
All the way from 1911 till present day.
That's 106 years ago.
Yes. And you get to see like styles. You get to see when black people start coming to the school, when Asian people start coming to school, different hairstyles. You even see the trend of names. Like names back then aren't used now. Like you got the Peggies and the Mildreds and the Agathas and like
Agnes
those old names like that you don't. Those are like every era has trends of names.
Yeah,
and that was their trend of names. And then you see. How sports were. Like the women in 1911 on the basketball team were wearing skirts.
Like they were hooping.
They were hooping in skirts. Their uniforms were sweaters tucked into a skirt. And the men had on slacks.
Before we move on from that, you know the type of skill set you gotta have, the ball in a skirt.
I feel like it was a sexist thing though. Like they told them they can't show skin. Probably. They can't like. Come on, man. It's sports. You gotta be able to move. So.
And what was the men in?
They was like in slacks. It almost looked like baseball pants. Basically, how those look. That's how they look.
They look uncomfortable.
It do.
They look mad uncomfortable. But then also, Cam was showing me like the pictures. I'm trying to find the best way to describe. If you look at like a coin, it looked like it was a picture on a coin. Like it could be on a coin.
I'm gonna put it on the video. So if you watching the video version of the podcast, you'll see.
It looked like could be on the coin, and I'm just like, yo, and
it looked regal. It looked like money.
Honestly, if they could do that style today, it would probably be.
Okay, so their yearbooks, what he's explaining is it was almost like in a grid form. So a vertical grid, 4 pictures each, and they each had the. What's that frame style? You remember that old frame style? It's kind of like an oval, but it's like...
Yeah, it's hard to describe.
Get the name. I'm mad because I took art history, but it's that fancy framing around it. It'll be 4 pictures each, and they all looking like either off to the left or off to the right. So it should look very symmetrical, and it just look regal. They look like kings and queens. Yeah. And then you got to read their profiles of what they want to do and what clubs they were in. And then you saw when the traditional grid we know now in yearbooks came along.
The main thing it made me think about is like each one of these people have great grandkids right now.
These people are dead.
They're dead. They gone.
If they not dead, they on the brink of death.
If they not
trying to be insensitive, but they on the brink of death. Just being real.
If they not dead, they're decrepit. Like they're.
I'm not trying to laugh at that.
No, it's not. No, but like.
I'm not laughing at that.
No, it's not funny, but it's funny. Like I was just saying, because like
this is a funny word to me. Decrepit. It just sounds funny.
It's old.
Like, I feel like an insult. Get your decrepit ass out of here.
Because they would be 100, but they was 18.
No. See, that's the thing. Like you were in high school in 1911. So
that means,
how old are you? Hold on. So if you was a senior, you was 17, 18 in 1911. You were born in the 1800s.
If anybody survived, I'm doing the math. If anybody survived, they are 124 years old.
They ready to go. They said they looking up every morning. You know when you wake up in the morning, you be like, "Thank you God for waking me up another day." They wake up. Come on, God. Come on, man. Please, man. Please. You just start eating bad. So let's see if that speed it up.
It's just like these people, they got great grandkids or great grandkids out here. Like it's just.
We found this one black lady, I think it was the 1930s or 40 yearbook. I researched her. She stayed in the town. She had a bunch of kids. She had about like 5-6 kids, and she recently died a couple years ago at 70 something, which is young to me.
That still ain't
young.
Bad.
I mean, it's a full good life, but it's still a little bit young. But it was just crazy to see what some of them did. Like it was this one guy. He looked regal. And his clubs, he was in every club. Man said, I'm going to Princeton. That's what he said, going to Princeton. So I looked him up. He didn't go to Princeton, but he went to Harvard. Okay. Which is not a bad alternative. And he just went on to live a great life. And then it was a dude we saw in 1930 something, like a teacher. He had a Hitler stash. We was like, why he in here with this Hitler stash? Like during this time of the World War,
That's
like this ain't a
weird.
popular thing to have. Well,
No other
it was a popular
No
thing.
facial hair, just the little.
That Hitler stuff. So we looked him up. Got his last name. That last name was German. I like, was he?
Oh,
Because it was
shit.
during the time of the war. Was he running away from that?
And I just think about how, like, say the 1911. First off, 1911. I think that's when the Titanic sailed.
Dog.
Look, hold on.
You were in high school?
Hold on. Titanic.
That was before 1911.
No,
right?
I don't know. Titanic ship wreck, or when is that? That it says the Titanic sank in April of 1912.
You
No.
no. I refuse. I refuse to believe
You was 19 years
you
old.
were in high school when the
the
Titanic
sank.
sank.
When the
You was reading that in your newspaper. Dude was on the corner. Read all about it. Get your news here. News about it. 5 cents. 5 cents for the newspaper. Get it. Read all about it. Read all about the Titanic. This ship
Titanic
sank in the North Atlantic Ocean. Read all about it.
That was big news. Like, that was news. What?
Man, that's like Kim Kardashian getting robbed. news back then.
That's news right there.
That's like Jay-Z and Beyonce having twins news back then. That's like Donald Trump getting elected news
Come on,
back
man.
then.
All that it is. It's like that's what it is.
And you had to read it.
You had to read
There
it.
was no watching it.
And you didn't know until you wouldn't know of it. That's it.
And did it make it out there? Because they was in Washington. That's all the way on the West
Oh
Coast.
shit! They wasn't Washington.
And that happened very far away
There's
from
a
them.
long
So
way
it's like,
away. And what about
Whoa.
like how was like the classroom set up? I was thinking about like that. Like how was how many people did they have in the class? Did they have small classes? Was it? I want to see. I want to take a look inside the classroom.
Well, like the classes were a little smaller, like the actual like senior class. Like
Okay.
it was not a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming the class were small. But when you look at different clubs, it was
pretty
general
big.
sizes, but it was just all white.
Oh yeah.
It didn't start getting black people in there. I don't think until we saw one maybe the early 40s. We saw one. We like, what you doing in here, boy? Like, shout out to you. I had to look him up. I don't know what happened to
The
him.
Titanic sank in 1912,
And you was in high school.
and you was in
Imagine
high
they had
school.
Instagram back then. They looking at that on the trending topic. People tweeting. Oh, they had Twitter. People tweeting.
Oh,
Hey man, the
timeline gonna be dumb.
timeline would have been stupid.
Timeline gonna be dumb.
And then people, no matter what age or era you in, what time, what year, is gonna be insensitive people making jokes.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? Titanic memes it would have been.
Oh yeah, they would have been making all type of jokes. We made some insensitive jokes on our Black Geo, but I'm sorry, it was funny. It was, but
I mean,
it's part of the joke. It's part of the joke.
You know,
though.
there's always a. Okay, so when it comes to jokes, you know when people say, "Is it too early?" Too
Yeah.
early.
Oh no, that's not too early.
That's 100 and something years.
That's
Like
done.
you can make a Titanic joke
Yeah.
at this time.
No, you
Most
can't.
of the people that's on the Titanic, they know. I don't want to say it. Either they dead or they
decrepit.
I don't want to say it, man.
Come on, man.
But yeah,
Yeah.
but that's wild, man. Like I was on there for like an hour, and then I called the manual. Then we spent another hour just going through because it's fascinating seeing time.
Because you could just pick each person if you want to and see what you can find. And
Even reading like what their goals were. Like I saw a school play that someone wrote, and they had the synopsis of it. And I'm like, this sounds like this time because it was about farming and all this stuff and the names of the characters. And I was just laughing.
then me and Cam was like, yo, just think, because me and Cam graduated in 2006. That's already 11 years. Somebody gonna look back 100 years from now and they be like, yo,
They were in high school in 2006.
They decrepit.
They the dead or decrepit.
It's gonna come back full circle.
we gonna be in heaven looking down.
I knew I shouldn't have said that.
Man.
No, that's crazy. That's crazy.
Crazy,
That's
man.
crazy. They seen us talk about them right now. They were like, yeah, we was old.
But they're gonna have a lot more. Like we can record a lot more history now
history,
than
a
back
lot
then.
more.
Like you can actually watch it.
You
like,
can watch us. You can listen to us. All
like
that.
Titanic. We got to read that. Like they had to make movies.
A
for
lot of
some
those.
bitch like,
It's crazy because a lot of those people's lives, younger people, older people, nothing's of like they have nothing of like it's nothing really family wise. It's just nothing. Like at least now we know we got an internet full of pictures. We got SoundCloud full of sounds. We got videos for days.
everything.
We got, you know,
Which makes it scary for the future. What all those kids gonna have? Like, they just gonna have a camera following them around, like just float next to them.
that's kind of, it's cool, but it's scary. Well, they kind of got that now, but
Cause
with
they
the
just gonna
drones,
record everything.
because you know the drones can follow you, so they gonna make it more tinier and
Those
tinier.
tiny personal ones. The people just getting followed. Everyone gonna have reality shows. It's gonna be scary.
2006, 100 years from now. That's wild. That's wild.
No, but they gonna say they wasn't even born in the 2000s. They were born in 1988.
It kind of sound weird now.
It do sound kind of old now. 1988. Like, think about it. Your parents had a kid in the 80s.
Shit. Yeah.
That sound old.
That sound old.
Like, you old. You had a baby in the 80s.
Anytime you put a 19 in front of your birth date,
Like, these
your
kids
birth
in high
year.
school, these seniors now were born 2000.
2000.
That rapper that everyone's big on out of Texas, something Ty or something. He got a trap song. He in jail for murder. Tay K. He in jail for murder. He was born in the 2000s. He was born 2000. He's 17. He was born 2000.
And he in jail for murder.
Robbery went wrong. Someone got killed. So right now he in jail. And his song just blew up. It's trash, but it blew up. You know how it go. But it blew up.
I gotta listen to that too.
And he just don't look intimidating. But you in jail for a murder charge, and he talking about killing people and got guns in the video. I'm like, the prosecutor's using that against you.
Yeah.
And that's what these kids, this generation is just.
Yesterday they was taking like behind the scenes photos and stuff, and I was like, oh shoot. They probably took a behind the scenes photo of me holding this gun. So if anything ever happened, you know, they.
Oh no, we I think about that too. Like when it's on the news and they pull your past, and usually for black people they use the worst, your worst picture, or try to discredit you. They just go through our skits. You just take one clip, you can take that out of context real easy.
That's true.
We got hundreds of videos,
That's
too
true.
much. So I ain't worried about it. Keep doing your thing.
Amen. So we was in the laundromat this morning doing grown man things, and you know, sometimes when me and Cam, you know, when we get up and either
You know what's funny about it? We could get a washer and dryer, but when we first moved there was no washer and dryer, so we was going to the laundromat, and I fell in love with going to this laundromat because it's like almost a little escape. It's like therapy, hearing the machines going. You only in there, you watch it spin. So it was like, we just keep going. It's a good little escape. But what you about to say?
About to say, you know, we was in the laundromat and, you know, some boss talk started happening, you know, and when me and Cam start on boss talk, it feel good. And what we mean by boss talk is we just start talking about life and decisions and how certain decisions led you to where you at, and how you should just always go with your gut. Go with your gut. We was talking about how, you know,
especially if you got the hot gut, that means you got to poop right now. You know when it's real hot.
oh yeah,
it's time.
Oh, that has to go.
So that's the actual what we're saying. When you follow your gut, that feeling right there,
go.
You go follow that.
Go.
So same thing
That's
with
guy talking to you. Get out of there.
Intuition.
Go.
Follow that gut.
But I think we were talking about our school, talking about college at first, and we were talking about how, like, granted, you know, they taught me a few things, but like a lot of the stuff that I learned at the Art Institute, I could have learned somewhere else. I could have actually
online on YouTube.
I could learn on YouTube, but it was the best decision I could have made because I wouldn't have been in Dormtainment.
Yeah, we saved your life.
Well, it wasn't just me. I feel like, you know.
Well, I saved your life. I'm Link.
I mean, I get it. With you there, but I'm saying it's a group.
You could have been out there decrepit right now.
That's the word of the day. That's
your life.
That's the word of the day.
You could have been born 1911.
Yo, I don't even want to think about that.
Been a rough time.
Sometimes I get a little scared when I think about if I wouldn't have went to Atlanta. But I can't even think like that because I don't know what that path I don't know what that is. I don't know. I knew I was leaving home. I knew I was leaving home, and I knew that I knew I wanted to be in entertainment. Now, what form of entertainment? I don't know. I know I didn't want to strip.
I didn't know you was going there. I never knew I wanted to be in entertainment, so that's cool that you knew.
Yeah, I knew I wanted to be in entertainment because I was doing music, so that's part of the whole entertainment thing. I was like, all right, I want to do something with this. I just don't know what it's going to be. Mm-hmm. And then turned out to be comedy music and regular music, but comedy is just like, I don't know, it was an escape because North Carolina, like, it was cool, but like the neighborhood I was in, a lot of people wasn't doing nothing. It just wasn't doing nothing. There's people still there not doing nothing, and I wasn't trying to get caught up in none of that. And my mom wasn't gonna let me do that either. So, but yeah, though, you got to watch your decisions. Like, even because I hear a lot of people tweet us. I mean, this one guy sent me a long message about how he just wasn't sure about what he wanted to do and this decision and that decision, and you honestly got to go with like, whatever that initial gut feeling is usually right. Honestly, it's gonna be scary. It's gonna be scary, but that initial gut feeling is usually the right path to go on for the most part.
I think to piggyback off you, basically your choices you make affects the next day and the next day and the next hour and the next minute, the next second. So it's all about choices. So that's what he's saying, follow your gut. And then I feel like if you making choices based on your passion or what you love, I don't think it will be as scary. And I don't think how can I say this? I don't think it'll be as scary because if you doing what you love, you just got to do that because you want to be happy. Like, you don't want to work no one want to work a job where they ain't happy. If you say, I can't wait till Friday at your job, you don't love that job.
Yeah,
honestly, you don't love that job. If you regret, if you don't look forward and you dread Mondays, you don't love that job.
It's Saturday and we in here podcasting and there's nothing wrong with it. It's
perfect
fine.
example yesterday. Got up in the morning, we start work at 10 in weekdays, and I was working all the way until 10 at night, and I didn't even notice.
How many hours is that?
You know, I ain't do good in math.
I'm about to say, no, I didn't know you didn't do good
it
in
was
math.
a 1911 long time.
It was 1911 long time. What, you started around 10? 10.
My breaks were lunch.
Okay.
Had another break for dinner.
Yeah.
And then I thought I was done after that break. But even under my breaks, I watched something. So my break was still work. I was watching these Charlemagne book interviews about his book. It was one from The Art of Charm. That podcast interviewed him. It's on YouTube. That's a good interview. And then I watched one that he had at YouTube Space, and Crystal from The Read interviewed him. And both of those interviews, the first one I watched during lunch, really good. And then the second one I watched when I thought I was done with work. It was around like 8:30, and I was watching it. And I got halfway through, and I was laying in bed, and I was like, I got to stop this. I stopped it. I feel like working again. I was so inspired and motivated by what he was saying. So I even tweeted it from Dormtainment account. Y'all can go check that out too. And I was like, I'm about to get back to work. So then I worked another 30, 40 minutes. And then you came home and I was just up there working. And I felt like I'm doing this because I love it. Because if this was any other job, I'm not working.
No, you're going to bed.
When that time of night, I'm not working on the weekends. Yeah. But when you love and you know you building something, this is yours. It don't feel like work.
Do you ever hit like a stride, like a low point where you feel like you can't work no more?
It's either when I'm hungry.
Okay.
That's usually for everybody.
Well, hold on, let's stop there.
Okay.
This is a key thing to anybody listening. Any business owners out there, if you're listening to this, you want to keep your employees working
and happy.
Provide some lunch. Honestly, feed them. Like when we seen Facebook offices, they getting cater food.
YouTube.
We seen YouTube. I seen when I went to the Tinder office down here, this cater food, this snacks. everybody in there was chipper. They were just chipper. They had beer on tap, wine on tap if you needed it. If you're having a stressful day, get your little sip. If you want that, everybody was fine. I mean, I'm sure they have their own stresses. I'm sure, of course, but for the most part, everybody in the whole work environment, it doesn't look like a stressful environment.
Basically, they cafeterias are like buffets without the cash registers.
Yeah.
Because you ain't paying. You're just walking out. So it's just food and
like if you sit there, because I know it's sometimes when you might, you catch a little stride. You maybe say you start work at 8, you may be going to like 11. You might damn, I need a little pick me a little snack. Don't get up and go grab a little snack. Also, and they had a basketball court where they had, if you want to get some little energy, go shoot a hoop or two. Come back and get to it. But these are, I think, in the 2017 workplace, these are essential things. I think that
especially for us millennials, we need that.
You just kind of gotta have it. Like it's not the regular standard office vibe where it's just you go in and you got to go out and get your lunch. You take your lunch break. You take your 15 minutes. Nah, it's stale in that environment, and it don't feel good.
Like for me, I would say don't put them give them a deadline. You have a deadline. It needs to be done by Sunday. How you get it done? That's your business. You could take 4 days and just be in that office doing whatever. As long as the work is done. That's what I need. Because I want you to do it to the best of your ability and how you work. So I can't put you in a box, but. But I was saying, food is one, and that's when I gotta stop because when I start getting hungry, I get distracted, gotta eat. But then the other one, the biggest one is just procrastination. That's why I was like,
that's 99% of
everybody.
Yeah, that's the worst.
Like that's the worst drug in the world, procrastination.
Well,
it is.
Well, I mean,
it wastes us a lot of time. Think about how much you procrastinate throughout the day.
There's meth out there too.
Procrastination is worse because everyone it's available to everyone. That's and true. Everyone uses it. That's everyone's addicted to it.
Yeah.
And everyone's been using it for years. But what I was saying, think about how much you procrastinate a day. How many times do we check our phone? How many times do you go
internet surfing?
So that's why I throw my phone to the side. That Forbes article says it's called flow. If you say it takes 15 minutes to get into a flow, it says it takes 15 minutes to get in a groove when you're working, and if you check your phone once, it breaks it, and then you got to start again. So that's why it's hard for sometimes to work if you checking your phone and doing multiple things.
If you are a multitasker, though, are there some people that can do it?
I looked that up too, and they were saying multitasking ain't necessarily good.
Ain't necessarily good. Okay.
I don't remember everything on it, so I can't talk on it, but. They were saying they did a study between multitaskers and people that just focus on one thing at a time. Because the end result came out that at the end of the day, the people that can focus on one thing.
I think there's a small margin because I've seen people that can listen to a conversation, answer something, and then answer exactly what the person said. And that's a skill. I mean, I don't know if it takes practice over the years to do or what, but. There may be a small margin of people, but I know you're talking about majority. You're talking about
my multitasking is different. I can't watch something and be on my phone. Yeah, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna miss it. If especially if it's an interview, I'm gonna miss it. I'm gonna take it back.
You're in tune, you're here.
I gotta focus on it. Especially if I'm watching something, I gotta focus on it because I'm just not gonna. But I can multitask within work. Like say. I can be working on 3 different things. Like I make a list at night what I need to work on today. So if I'm working on the podcast and I'm working on a skit, if I'm working on the podcast and I feel like my energy's starting to drain, I'm getting it's about I just switch on to the other thing. Okay, that helps me. I'm like, all right, let me do this is new now and go here. And if I get tired of that, let me go back.
Because I know because some people listening might be like, well, I do. Or I hit my. Some people there because it was also I read something. There's a thing where people can work until some people their best hours of productivity is from 9 to 2, 3. And
I'm a morning person,
and they get the most work done into that. Which I think is fine, but I feel like in the entrepreneurial world, we have to we gotta push a little further than that because ours we don't know when ours is going to end. We just don't kind of know. But there's some people who literally they listen. Say a writer. I think I heard this one writer. He was like, I can work in the mornings. He's like my 10 to 2. I can get the most writing. After that, I can't write. I feel like that's fair. I mean, that's fair, but it depends on what type of business you're in, I guess.
But that's why I said that's fine. Just switch to something else.
Yeah,
because there's times where I get okay, I'm stuck, or I'm just tired of researching this or doing this. Let me switch to something else. Like I don't go and stop. Like it just. For me, it's just like I'm building something here. I'm excited about it. Like that's all I want to do. That's why I know I love it. I just want to keep building it. Especially when you see you getting closer. Then everyone you research, they put in that work. They put in. Everyone's story is similar in the fact where it takes years and it's hard work. Those are two similar things in every success story. So it's like I gotta put in work.
And I take signs from God too. And somebody recently told us when we were eating a meal, they said to us, and I quote, 6 to 9 months, you guys are gonna be, what they said, not big, but
gonna be big.
I think that's what it said. Yeah, 6 to 9 months, you're gonna be big. I like it. I'm gonna take it.
But see, I look at it. See, I take signs too.
Yeah.
We're very similar. I take science too, but I see 6 to 9 months
with work.
But with work, like it ain't just 6 to 9 months. I just sit here and wait.
Of course.
Okay, it's 6 months. Where is that? We gotta still put in the work. God will put you in the situation.
That's God telling you.
I'm gotta work.
Listen, I'm telling you, like y'all can. It's more like y'all can be. Yeah. 6 to 9 months
if you put it in the work.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely
like
agree
my
with
mind.
that.
No matter where I'm doing, wherever I am, even when on vacation, I work.
Yeah,
that's how I know. I know I'm doing.
It's
what
hard.
It's
hard to be away because our minds work differently. Like if I'm about to go away, but while I'm gone, like anything that happens funny, I'm be like, oh shit, that could be a funny so and so, or this, oh that could be a funny this and that. It's just how our mind works. And any and our partner, or our wives, or whoever we get with, they'll have to understand that too. Like they might be like, oh, why do you always have to think about that? Yeah,
if you marry a creator, you gotta understand. Sometimes it's like that you have to take a back seat to that person. It sounds unfair, but like especially if you marry a genius, like in Defiant Ones, Dr. Dre's wife was saying like sometimes it's gonna be lonely because you got to give them space to be geniuses and go and create and like neglect you a little bit. And it's not like they're doing it on purpose. Just they're in that zone.
Yeah, so. and word to Gary V, it's all about work-life balance too. Like, cause if you got kids, all right, cool, I'm gonna shut down for this 2-3 hours with my kids. I'm just on them.
And see, and that's another reason why it's the reason to go hard right now. When you don't have those responsibilities, if you don't, you not in a relationship, you don't have kids. Go hard while you can.
If you got a heart, your kids are gonna come first. If you got a heart, like
I got kids, and that's
just gonna come first.
I will stop everything for that.
Stop everything.
But while I don't, this is my kid. Let me give it all its attention and nurture it and grow it to be a great person, figuratively, business. So it was like,
you gonna send your Dormtainment kids to college? Or,
I mean, it's on them. But yeah, man, it's like if you love it, whatever you want to do, you got to put in work. Like Jay-Z said, don't let me butcher it.
Don't let him butcher
on
it.
the interview.
Because he don't even eat meat, so he don't need to be butchering nothing.
I do eat meat. I eat fish.
Well, you don't eat.
He said people emulate the end result, not the process, and that's a big thing of this generation. Like we all want to be successful and rich, but are we willing to put in work? This is 8 years for us. We just scratching the surface.
Somebody put it this way: are
y'all willing to do that?
Somebody asked why we get up so early, and I heard somebody say, if anybody's asking you why you getting up that early, then they don't understand.
Not necessarily.
No. To a certain
spit your shit. Let them. Hey, hold it down, y'all. Hold it down back here. Let them spit.
Especially if it's from somebody who's asking you, how do you get to the next level? How'd you guys get 1 million subscribers? How did you lose the weight that you lose? How did you do that? And if they turn around in the same way and ask you, well, but why do you get up so early? Like they gotta understand, like that's the only way to get it done. So like that's the type of sacrifice that you kind of gotta make. Like some people get up before like 4 o'clock and they be just running with it. Some people get up 5 o'clock. You just gotta know the reason why you're getting up and what you're working towards. And once you find that why, like ours was like, all right, we want to stay healthy. And so we were getting up at 5, and we knew that the only way to get that done, work out, and get to work on time and do work, there was no other choice.
There's certain people that do it the opposite. Some people are night owls, so they work out late at night, which I can't. I'm not a night owl. I'm more of an early bird, so that works out for me.
And it's prepping us for when we got to be on these movie sets at 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and work 18-hour days and go to sleep and wake back up and do it train your body. Like you gotta train your body and mind.
And do you look at it like it's a correlation between what you do and the workout? Because think about it, when you're working out, I always say you got heart. Like you don't, even when it hurt, you never put the weight down.
I do.
No, you don't. You don't. I do. I always put the weight down, which is bad. I'm trying to break through that because usually you get your most growth during that time when it's hardest.
The pain time. Yeah.
So same thing in business. Every business entrepreneur, you're gonna go through hard times. That's when you get your strength.
That's
so I feel like us working out is preparing us for the entrepreneurial side of things because it's building our will, building our heart, showing us sacrifice and getting
when
up
you don't want to go.
When you don't want to go, you gotta keep pushing. So all that correlates. That's why I feel like it's gotta make you do that to show you to use that in other areas. So it can
I
be
agree with that.
So I need to work on my will. I have heart when it comes to working. I can keep going there. But in the gym, that shit's getting to hurt. I'm like, man. But what's funny, they say that's when you got to push the most. That's when you get the most muscle growth.
Yeah, that's when you tearing
so
it
I
up.
guess the same thing. When next time you working and you feel like, man, I can't do it right now, push through it.
Yeah, push through it.
Because that's when you may get your best idea. Your best idea may be on the other side of you pushing through it. And when you get that urge to grab your phone, your best idea may be before you break that flow.
You got to break out into a sweat.
Like I throw my phone behind me. Like I work at the desk and the couch behind, I throw it behind me. So I don't even get a tempt. Like if I had to grab my phone, it's a work. Don't keep it close.
Don't keep that. Don't keep it close.
That'll break the temptation. If it's close, you're gonna want to.
And when did you read that article? That was like a week ago. How long you been throwing it behind you for the past like 2 weeks?
Oh, that was like it may be a month now.
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
I saved it too. I never even got to finish the article. That was the last thing I saw because it was talking about millennials and like why we something, but they were talking about
somebody
flow.
was talking about millennials. Everybody was like, millennials don't want to work for nothing. They want everything handed. I heard somebody go off on a rant. Dog, that shit was so funny.
It's kind of true.
It's
kind of true
so
because
funny.
we're exposed to way more.
When did it come? When did it get to that? Was it like Instagram?
I think it's social media. We're seeing more.
I'm saying, was it before Instagram though? Do you think?
I think it was still before Instagram because like that whole generation, our grandparents' generation,
work.
Graduate, maybe go to college. No. Graduate, work.
Yeah, graduate, work.
This is work. You get a job, you there for 40, 50 years.
That's your life.
After you retire, you get married at 18 early because you only know your neighborhood. That's it. Our parents' generation, go to school, get an education.
The baby
get a good
boomers,
job.
that's them.
Yeah. Our generation, I ain't trying to work.
Turn up.
I don't want to work for nobody, but I want to be rich.
Turn up.
But I don't really want to work. I just want to party.
Turn up.
I want to be a rapper. I want to be an athlete.
Turn up. Comedian.
I want to turn up because we exposed them more. We see them more. Like if only we knew our neighborhood, we'll be married. Cause you gonna find a girl in this neighborhood. You gonna be like, hey, I love her. I ain't letting this get away from me. This is mine.
Yeah.
Like I was reading Aziz's book. It's about dating relationships through time, and he was talking about
that's a book I really want to finish.
Half the grandparents or people he interviewed in retirement homes and what they call them homes, the
nurse home,
nursing homes. They all married someone a block away, like block or 2 blocks away, like the neighborhood. That's all they knew. But now you look, we on Instagram. I can date somebody in Europe. I can date someone in Japan if I want, or I see these people.
There's probably somebody on the moon you can date.
What'd you say?
There's probably somebody on the moon.
Probably someone on the moon. It's just when you have more options, it's harder. So you see the marriage age is going further and further back.
I don't think it's not going to be back low for a long, if ever again, because it's just different, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's not a rule that says, oh, you need to be married by 22. Like, there's no rule to that. That's just what's in our. It's a rule in our minds. Like, oh my God, if I'm not married, like, think back to when you was in high school and you was like, I'm gonna do this, and this by 25. Literally, most cases, like 90% of the cases, it never happens. Never happens.
Because then it's different. Like the 50s, they'll look at TV, wherever you tell them, they believe it. There was no other source of information. They didn't think that government's lying to them back then. They just believed it. So everyone smoked. Everyone was eating TV dinners. You know how bad that is for us now?
Everybody was smoking.
You know how bad that is? Like, we got more information now. It still could be a conspiracy.
Yeah,
it could be the government wanting us to think this, but say if it's not, this is more information. We know better.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny. Like, they seen the cigarettes, they say, "Oh, it's lit."
Everybody
Literally
was smoking.
on planes.
They smoked on planes.
On planes.
On planes.
Now I'm trying to think about that because I done been on some planes, some tight planes too.
Yeah.
I don't want that in there.
But if you lived back then, you'd be smoking too, so
Yeah.
it wouldn't be this big deal to you, honestly.
And it was just all type of lungs getting tore up, lungs towed down. Earlier you said you had a question to ask me.
You know what's funny? I was just about to say, let's get to the nitty gritty. Because we've been talking about some good stuff that could help some people, but we need to really discuss something very serious. Because I thought about it the other day, and I said, I don't have the answer.
Oh, shit.
But you the right person to ask. What is better, tater tots or fries?
Shit, Cam.
I didn't have the answers. Because I love fries, but I love tater tots.
Like, okay, let's get into it. Let's get into it now. This nigga done closed his computer. All right, so because there's so many different types of, I can't believe you said we gotta get into the.
This is important.
No, it is because there's so many types of fries, right?
Yes.
There's not too many types of tater tots.
It can be though.
No, it can be. But when you just break it down to the nitty gritty,
But
it's
look,
just,
but the funny thing, anything you can do with a fry, you can do with a tater tot. I seen it. I seen the garlic tater tots. I seen the peppercorn tater tots or whatever that flavor.
So you talking about across the board?
It could be truffle tater tots.
Across the board.
Just which one do you prefer? Do you prefer
Like if this was a
fry form
if
or
this
tater
like if
tot?
somebody was in front of you, like, all right, well, listen, sorry, but you got to pick one for the rest of your life.
And to make it fair, any version of fry you can get in tater tots too.
Okay.
So make it easy. Which one do you want? Because do you remember? You already know where I'm going.
I know where you going. BK.
Do you remember those Burger
I
King
know.
breakfast crowns? And I know they considered be hash browns, but to me, those are tater tot cousins. So I'm gonna put them with the tater tots.
Whoa,
And they were
buddy.
amazing. It's nothing like popping
I mean,
a tater
like,
tot.
that means you got to put the McDonald's hash brown in there with the tater tot.
No, that's a little different.
But
But I'm
that's
saying
the same
it's
thing.
almost the size of the tater tot. That's why I said I don't want to do hash brown. That's a whole different combo.
Okay, all right.
It's a whole different combo. But I'll throw the crowns in with the
Okay,
tater
just
tots.
throw the crowns in with the tots. Cause like when you got like a good sandwich and some tots on there.
What was that
boy.
brand? It's in the red and yellow bag. What is it? Or something.
Something like that.
Boy, those tater tots. They come out that
get
oven,
a little crispy.
And when we used to put little Lorry's, the red salt Lorry's, that seasoned salt Lorry's on that, and you bring it out that oven, and it's a little crispy,
Throw it in
but still a little soft.
Throw it in a little barbecue. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Jeez.
What's up, y'all? Y'all talking about titties?
No, tots.
Oh, Todd.
Tots.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go back to my room.
All right. Yeah. The tots, not titties.
Sorry.
Maybe one day they'll make titty tots. You'll be there for that. Some fried titty tots.
Some nipples look like tater tots. Some would be
Some
big
nipples look
puffy.
like tater tots.
Yeah, they be puffy and big. Yeah.
You know what? I seen some.
Yeah, don't act like you surprised like the brand new up here.
I seen some nipples that.
Yeah, man.
some tot nips.
Hey, man.
If you guys can't see me right now, but I'm holding 2 plastic cups up to my chest, and I got
It's all good.
I got titty
Love
tots.
them all.
Yeah, love 'em all.
No tit shaming
No
here.
tit shaming
So
here.
back to the matter at hand.
All right. So here we go. Somebody asked
Do
me.
you prefer fry form or tater tot form? Which one do you want?
I'm putting it on record, y'all. Here we go. If I had to pick one, I gotta go with fries, man. I think I gotta go with fries. If I had to break it down, that's
Why fries?
It's just like me and Fries been together for a long time. You know, it's just like Fries was there at my first basketball game.
But tater tots too. That's been elementary.
They
held you down.
You know what? Matter of fact, when you say that, tater tots held me down before fries because they ain't really have fries like
And
that.
look
in
how you
elementary.
treat them. You know what Tater Tots is?
What's Tater Tots?
Tater Tots, that girl that been holding you down during the grind while you trying to make it, and then you finally pop and you this huge star and you leave her for a white fry.
Here come fries.
You leave her for a white fry.
Hey, the fry ain't gotta be white. They be brown.
No, you left her for a white fry, Ron. Tater Tots held you down. Held you down.
The curly fries, they brown.
Nah, man.
They brown.
The Tater Tots
standard.
held you down and you made it and popped off and you left her for a white fry.
That's tough, man. If somebody came to me, that's tough, man. That's tough because, they don't taste the same. To an extent they do, but not all the time.
That's interesting. But see, that's why I'm like, okay, we gonna need to go to the hash brown for me to explain what I'm about to say.
Okay.
So McDonald's hash brown versus the BK Crowns.
Yeah.
Everybody know, solidified in the game, McDonald's hash brown.
Solidified.
OG status. Like, can't say nothing
Jay-Z,
about it.
Jay-Z.
Dip it in that syrup they got, and it's a whoa.
That's Jay-Z. That's
Jay-Z. But
yeah.
those BK Crowns is like a Kendrick.
It's
exciting. It's new.
Yeah.
And honestly, if they said, I don't eat none of them anymore, I don't eat fast food, but if I only could have a McDonald's hash brown or BK Crowns, I'm going with the Crowns.
You going with the Crowns?
I'm going with the Crowns.
With the
Crowns,
syrup on it?
I don't even need syrup. I don't need syrup for neither of them.
You don't need no syrup on
That's
that?
just extra.
I mean, yeah, true.
That's just extra.
Okay.
That's like getting Mercedes and putting like Lamborghini doors on it. That's just extra. You don't need it.
Ain't nobody doing that.
Putting the AMG kit on it. You don't need it.
You don't need it, but
it's good.
Yeah, it's good.
That's what syrup is. I'm going with the Crowns. So like,
is it a size thing for you with the Crowns? Because they kind of taste the same.
What?
The Crowns and the hash brown.
I feel like it's two different flavors. And I prefer that BK. Like every time I got it in my life, especially when I was eating croissant sandwiches and eating pork. Woo! I'm sorry to bring up the painful memories because that used to be amazing.
That shit in here.
Those Crowns slapped.
You right. You right.
Okay, we used to ride our bike. We had bikes that we would just take around, stay in shape. We used to ride our bikes 2 miles up the street to Burger King.
No, he's not talking about when he little either, y'all. He's not talking about when he little.
I'm talking about 2 years ago.
I'm talking about 2 years ago.
Before Emmanuel got my bike stolen. That's a whole nother story. But we used to ride up there, get those Crowns, throw it in the backpack, and ride back, watch the game.
For the Crowns. We did it for the Crowns.
This man, every Saturday, would text me. I would see, Blue, I see his name. I already know what it's going to be. He like, you already know. I say, I'll be down in 5. Next thing you know, you see two mid-20 dudes at the time riding out on the bike. And then it was times Emmanuel joined us. It was all three of us riding out.
Sometimes it's been so connected to where I'll be in the bed and it'll be early Saturday morning, anybody doing nothing. I hear a little rumbling upstairs. I hear some feet coming down the steps. One time he knocked, I said, I'll be ready in a few.
Cause they good, man. The power of food, man. We foodies, and food make you happy.
Food make you happy. That's what's wrong with the world. Everybody just need to eat. I think if everybody was just eating,
but they gotta eat better though.
They gotta do it
because the meals Emmanuel and Chaz made us that vegetarian meal. Like I can be vegan, eating like that every day. Yeah. That was amazing, and I was happy. Yeah, I was so happy.
Full, happy.
I was happy.
Satisfied. That shit came through in the closet.
But for me, I don't know, man. Cause my heart wants to say tater tots, but my gut telling me to go with fries.
Because then when you think about the lobster roll, come on now. When you think about the lobster roll and then you think about the truffle butter fries,
my god,
you be like, damn, because there's some flavor on there.
But look, imagine having truffle tots. We didn't experience that yet. But it's out there somewhere.
For some reason, I don't think truffle tots gonna be the same. I'm gonna put that out there. For some reason, I don't think it's gonna be the same.
And you may be right, because they may be better.
Damn, you just blew my mind.
We don't know until we know. Like, we never had the Crowns until they started making them Crowns, and we like, man, this is amazing.
Look up truffle tots. See if it's out there. Look up truffle.
You know it's out there.
I'm talking about out here in LA.
Man.
Where's truffle tots at? Because I might have to go get me a little bite of some truffle tots. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about tater tots versus fries because it's that real. because it's that real. You know something good when you bite and you just hang your head.
Yeah, if you bite it and then you just stop. Like after the first bite, you just stop and you just shake your head like you disappointed, but you not disappointed. You're highly satisfied.
You just so appreciative.
It's like they got
everything.
They got a list that says the 11 best tater tots in Los Angeles. People care.
Shit.
They got another list, 15 best places for tater tots in
So this
Los
is what we got to
Angeles.
do. This is what we got to do.
This one's this year. This one's recent. This is August 30th, 2017. Someone else has been thinking about this.
This is what we got to do. So when things get right, this is what we got to do. We got to go on a tater tot fry run. We got to write down some stuff.
Now look at this. This is crazy. Because someone said Umami Burger, if I'm saying that right, is number one
for
the tater tots in LA.
Shit.
On this list at least.
I'm saying this is what we got to do. We got to pick a few restaurants. We got to take a notepad. We got to write down how we feel when we eat it. We got to see, and that's gonna help us with this debate. Shit look good.
They fun to eat too. They fun to eat.
They
like these little things you pop. You can either bite them in half or pop the whole
they
thing.
little nipples.
Crunchy.
They little nipples.
See, they little nipples. Wrong. Someone cracked the code. They like, man. They be like, men like sucking titties.
They little nipples.
Maybe we should make some potato, like some fries in the shape of nipples. Tater tots. Damn. He said tater tits, but his business partner said, no, they ain't gonna slide. That's too vulgar.
Tater
tots.
tits.
He said tots.
Okay.
He said tater tots then.
Tater tots.
He said tater tots.
Somebody said nipple titties.
No. We still talking about tots that are shaped like titties.
Somebody said
You did, but we still talking about tater.
Still talking about tater tots.
okay.
Now, not the real
y'all
titties.
y'all don't play it.
My bad.
So his business partner said tots.
I ain't gonna lie. Tater tits is a nice porno name.
I think we leave it at that.
All right, tater tits.
We'll have a review. Well, he's going out of town. I guess when he comes back, we got
to start. We got figure. We're gonna start with umami burger.
This one say got the truffle tater tots. Need I say more?
Where's
That's
that?
what Andrea Campbell said.
She said,
black
need I say
girl with a
more?
nice smile. I trust a black girl with a nice smile.
But
She
not
said-
what you touch one with a big button smile.
No.
Okay.
But I can't see her butt, so I can't say.
Okay,
But I
fair.
feel like with her review, she got a nice butt. But she said, truffle tater tots, need I say more? Like, you don't have to say more.
That's tough. That's a
That's a
good
review I like.
That's a
When
neat-
you just get one sentence, that's like when you bite and you just stop.
What it look like? Yeah, man.
Man,
It's time.
I'm done playing with y'all
It's
out
time.
here in these streets. I'm done playing with y'all. I'm done playing with y'all. Stop this podcast. I'm
It's
done.
done. We done.
Not playing no more.
So when we get back, it's just time to go on a top fry run.
But everybody out there on the East Coast, be safe.
Be safe.
Again, this is Saturday, so we don't know what's going to happen, but we'll be praying.
Great things gonna happen. It's gonna be all
Great
right.
things. Yeah, I told my parents they're going to be all right.
Everybody gonna be all right. Man, okay, I got to end with this because Emmanuel just texted me probably the funniest text he's ever texted me since I've known him in 11 years. He just texted me and said, "What's your dad's IG?"
The fact that your dad got eyes, that's a whole nother story. That man's funny. All right, y'all.
All right, man. Y'all be easy. We love y'all. Thank you for supporting. Keep supporting Black Geo, Snap. Everything's out there. Check us out. Dormtainment YouTube.
Oh, also another thing I want to say: if you enjoy the podcast, please go leave a review and
Yeah,
rate
go
it
leave
on
a review,
iTunes,
please.
please. So you know, that
And
bumps us
comment
up.
on SoundCloud too. Leave us all the comments. We trying to.
but definitely on our iTunes. Comment and review and rate it, please. And share it with a friend.
Share it with a friend.
So we can keep making this big. 'Cause we enjoy talking to y'all, giving y'all dropping gems,
And like maybe who
bring y'all
knows
in
if
our
y'all
life.
if
It's
y'all
a
do it
journey.
enough, like they hear this podcast, we might get sponsored by a tire company,
You know what I'm saying?
and y'all can help us out.
Thank y'all.
All right, later.